All right, so a person from Turning Point USA just released a statement on his Twitter, and the reason I want to share it with you is because of how fucking ridiculous it is. His name, oh, I forget his name. I'll put it up right here though, so you can see it. And I believe I saw him the other day. He's like a maybe like second in charge or something like that. He's out there, and he said in this post, and I'm gonna put it up. I encourage you to read it, but I'm gonna give you the brief breakdown of it. Basically, that the bullet that entered Charlie's neck, it didn't. The reason it didn't go through his neck and out the back, the reason there wasn't an exit wound at the backside, was because it was a miracle, right? Because Charlie's bone health, his bones were so healthy, right? And his body was so healthy that it stopped the bullet basically as soon as it entered into his body, right? The doctor, he said he spoke to a surgeon who said these things. Charlie's bone health was so amazing that it stopped the bullet, right? And it saved the people around Charlie from the bullet leaving his body and hitting some of them, right? And he even goes on to mention, usually a bullet like that would go in him and right back through out of him. You know what I mean? But his bone health, it was so healthy. It was a miracle. It saved the people behind him. And holy shit, is my first initial thought. Like who do you, who do you think you're talking to? You know what I mean? Like, we're not idiots, dude. And we have, for the last 20 years plus, we have people in our country that have been at war. You know what I mean? So we have literal experts all over the place who know what rounds like this do. We have hunters, like the most of any country in the world, basically, who know what that will do. It's a blatant lie, and it's so frustrating in so many ways because, let's see. So first off, calling it a miracle, right? I don't know if you guys looked, but I didn't see anybody behind Charlie. It's just the back of the tent. You know what I mean? So I don't know what exactly they were talking about, unless they think there were people standing behind the tent. But why would they be standing there? They wouldn't be able to see him. So just invoking this idea that he's a miracle, like the Man of Steel is what they called him, as if he's Superman, right? Invoking this idea to somehow, I feel like they are trying to somehow like minimize the fact that he was murdered by being like, but look, he's a wonder, look what God did, whether you believe in God or not, dude. I don't really know. I mean, I'm not him, but I don't know why he would let Charlie die and then not let the bullet carry through and like accidentally hit somebody else, sort of thing. I'm not sure, but then on top of that, the surgeon. So this, and I don't know about this. I can't be right, but based on the blood flow that I saw, Charlie should have been dead by the time he got to the hospital. Like, like no problem. It was, it was squirting. That was it shouldn't have taken much time. So this surgeon who's working on him at the hospital, and he said he found the bullet just under the skin. So I have a few questions. If it was just under the skin, then did the bone in his body did it actually stop it? Because that's not really just under the skin. It's kind of back there. Your spine is back there. And also, if it was just under the skin, how did all that blood start flying out of there if it's like just under the skin? I need to know a little bit more about what it is exactly you're saying. Then on top of that, if Charlie was dead on arrival when he got to the hospital, why are you working on him? Would that be a coroner? I don't. Maybe these are just things that I'm wrong about. Maybe he got there and they worked on him, and that's totally fine. Some of this stuff just doesn't add up. And then those are like the smaller points. Now to get to the big point. For those of you who don't know, who don't hunt, or who have never used high-powered rifle rounds, they will, and especially let's go with this rifle round in particular, a 30-06. A 30-06 will go through an elk, okay? And an elk, I'm going to put up a picture for you, and it will go in one side of the elk, right? midsection of the body and out the other side, right? Like chest cavity at least, all the way across and out the other side at 500 yards, right? And the thing, Charlie got a shot at 200 yards, which the bullet slows down as it travels, right? It loses power because there's the initial bang that's sitting to get on its way, and then it's hitting resistance the whole way. So it's going to slow down over time. So that means that the bullet that hit Charlie at 200 miles an hour, or at 200 yards, was going faster than a bullet that would have hit an elk at 500 yards. And it didn't go through Charlie's itty bitty neck, but it would go through an elk's entire chest cavity and out the other side, right? And so, holy fuck again, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus, dude, they're really gonna try to sell us this, you know? And then it's like another thing. They're saying that Charlie's bone stopped it, right? I'm gonna show you a video of elk bone being shot. I think it's elk bone. It's pretty large. Being shot by a 30-06, and what you'll see is the elk bone itself will disintegrate. The 30-06 round is actually going to travel through the entire dummy, and it's going to hit the barrier behind it and dent it all up and everything.
This 30-06 rounds does to it. Wow.
Like that, right? It's crazy, right? They're trying to say, and that's a solid elk bone, like a femur or something like that. You know, it's a solid bone. The bone in your neck, I don't know if you guys know this, it is made up, it's your spine. That's the bone we're talking about. That's the only bone that's in there. There's nothing else in here that would stop a bullet. So we're talking about the densest object, which would be the bone. The spine is made up of, I don't even know what you would call them, but everybody's seen what a spine looks like, right? They're little individual, like, nodules stacked on top of each other, right? And then they're held together. So that way our bone can flex, right? The reason my arm bone doesn't go side to side is because it's made out of one individual piece of bone. The reason my neck bone, my spine, flexes side to side is because it's made up of multiples stacked on top of each other that allow it to bend and curve. This is literally the easiest bone in the body to get through because it's not even one piece. You know what I mean? It doesn't even have to shatter it. All it just has to do is technically slip through it. You know what I mean? It's so... They are so bold. They are so bold, dude. So incredibly bold. To just keep feeding us. I don't know what's going through their minds. It's like every day they're like, okay, let's tell them this. This'll shut them up. Then they'll let's make it so it seemed like it was a miracle. You know, like, oh yeah, because his base is believer. So this'll shut him up. You know what I mean? Let's bring God into it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, oh my God, dude, this is fucking. It's not even possible. You know what I mean? Like. It's not a miracle that he died and it didn't go through the back of his neck. You know what I mean? It just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. You know, like, this is absurd. A 30-06 round would have blown his head off. It would have separated the second it went in. The expansion from the round would have caused his entire neck to split open like this. And then as the bullet continued to travel through, it would have blown off the back of his... It would have blown off his spine, and it would have at least separated his neck enough to where his head, if it wasn't completely detached, would just be like kind of like open to one side or to the other. All right, it would have. Look up ballistics. Look up 30-06 ballistics on a gel dummy, human skull or human face. Okay, and then this will show you what it does to a human face and a head. So imagine what it'll do to a neck. None of this makes sense, dude. None of it. And they think we are so stupid. And every day I wake up and read something new, I want to pull out the hair that I don't fucking have. Ugh. Tell me what you guys think and let me know if you got any more information, dude, so I can fucking lose my mind even more. if my videos aren't terrible and you don't hate them too much, please like, share, comment, follow, subscribe if this is on YouTube. All that shit helps me. So I appreciate you guys a ton.